All right, here we are. It's DMac and Coach Mike Sanford for your Broncos training camp recap for July 26th. I don't want to look like an idiot. I'll explain what Bo Nix had to say in just a little bit, but we're brought to you by Ramos Law. You can find them at ramoslaw.com, medical doctor and attorney injured in a car accident. Just contact ramoslaw.com. That's ramoslaw.com. Coach, it was my first chance to get out there to good old training camp today and watch him fly around a little bit. And it was cool.
Darren, let me ask you a quick question, man.
Yeah.
When you had your very, we'll call it a famous, I'm not going to drop infamous on you right now, but your famous reaction to the Denver Broncos live selecting of Bo Nix, did you have any idea that just a mere 18 months later, 17 months later, that you would be watching in August, not even August yet, July 2025, the greatest on planet Earth? Did you have any clue?
Well, I mean, he wants to be the best in the world.
Obviously, cool honor for because that's your peers thing. That's what guys you play. But at the same time, just the way I think, the way I am motivated, I want to continue to get higher, and not even for the ranking. It doesn't really matter what you're ranked. It's just an internal standard that I have that I want to be the best in the world, and I know there's a lot of guys that I'm competing for that with, and I'm not going to stop until I at least give it my best try.
You don't want to be the best in the world? You
absolutely should. I was a little tongue in cheek when I said that. Just a little fun to have, because you want that out of your quarterback. You want your quarterback to just be a top 15 survivor of the position, say like Trevor Lawrence, who feels like he's a top 15 perennial quarterback in the National Football League. Heck, let's call it like it is. Justin Herbert, he's 6-7 years in. And anybody say that he's erring on the side of being best on planet Earth?
I don't see that. I don't
you
hear
want a
that.
Quarterback that wants to work and put himself in the position with whatever he can control to be the best on planet Earth. Did anybody think that Tom Brady was going to be the best when he was going into his second year in the National Football League?
Definitely not. First of all, he was a bench warmer his rookie year. He didn't do anything. It was a miracle he made the team. And going into his second year, it was all about Bledsoe, because it wasn't except for an injury to Bledsoe that Brady got his chance. Now, they did win a Super Bowl in his second year, and in one of the most remarkable moments of coaching ever, Brady got hurt in the AFC Championship game, and in a stunning move, Bill Belichick started Tom Brady, not a healthy Drew Bledsoe, in the Super Bowl. I mean, really, seriously, remarkable stuff. But no, to answer your question, nobody had that expectation.
We all know why Bill Belichick made that decision. He was tipping his cap early on in his career that he likes the younger type. He likes young. He likes young. He had nothing to hide, nothing to be ashamed of. It worked out for him once. Why not go with it again?
We have a surprise for Coach Sanford at the end of this podcast, and you should all stay around for that. And he doesn't know what it is, but it's cool. Trust me. But I'll give you this. As you coach those young men out at Valor, leadership. This was interesting today. And then we'll get to Bo Nix calling himself kind of an idiot. But first of all, the question was asked, when you meet with Drew Brees and you meet with Payton Manning, who he has conversations, are you talking more X's and O's, or are you talking more leadership things? You're going to love this answer for your young man.
How to handle the job, because X's and O's are going to change. They're going to adapt over time. And really, technique could adapt over time because we find different ways, unique ways to do things. And with technique, it goes a lot to your physical capability, so it can be different per person. But how to be a leader and how to handle certain situations, those kind of can carry over. So that's more or less what I'm trying to do with a guy like that, is figure out, hey, what are some things that you, if you were in a bad spot, what would you do here? If you were, going through this, what would you do here? And just seeing how they handle things, seeing how they, handle situations and experiences. And that's for our job. We talk about leading and all that kind of stuff, that's the name of the game. They don't really care how. Your job is to go out there and complete passes and to score points. Everybody understands that. It's the off the field. How are you encouraging guys? How are you making sure guys are seen and make sure guys are getting what they need and being put in a position to succeed so that we all can help each other?
How do you like that answer?
It's really good. I like that it's important for the quarterback. He was just in survival mode, and some of his press conference this afternoon, I guess it was about noon. It alluded to the fact that last year was a rookie blur. He's just surviving, right? He's just trying to stay above water. Whereas this year, and even in the offseason, it's all about trying to hone in on those next level things. And one of those, I loved what he said there, is that making sure that your teammates, all of them, the guys that are really important to this franchise and organization, are seen, that are valued. And Frank Crum, clearly a guy that outside of Bo Nix probably isn't seen a whole lot, right? That's his guy. That's his Denver Nuggets sweet mate.
He's tall and has a shocking amount of blonde mane hair, but aside from that, who the hell is Frank Crum? Although
just a Wyoming native.
I don't want to insult the citizens of Wyoming, but who the hell is Frank Crum?
So I like that from a leadership standpoint. I love the fact that that Bo Nix very obviously is on a trajectory of growth, and he is doing everything in his power to grow. He's doing everything to take this incredible calling of being the franchise quarterback of what I would consider to be one of the top 10 most historically relevant franchises in pro football, and take that incredibly seriously. We talked about that in our first version of this training camp recap, brought to you by it's Ramos Slot, correct? Ramos Slot hotline.
That's correct.
It's not the hotline. It's ramoslot.com.
Sure, they might have a hotline. Who knows?
They do have a hotline.
Of course, they have a hotline.
Catch that on Altitude Sports Radio. But when you see yesterday, we talked about Bo Nix was arguably the most serious quarterback in the NFL, and now we get to hear about some of the processes over the offseason that really do prove that he is extremely serious about honing his craft, not just as a quarterback, but as a leader and as a face of a franchise.
Well, I know what you're alluding to, and again, it's hard to lead when you don't know where the bathrooms are. That's a metaphor. But Bo Nix explained the difference between year 1 and 2.
Just been there, done that. I don't have to worry about what certain looks are or what, as crazy as it sounds, where we're going for the locker room or where we're going for the stretch. I know it. I can, get there and do it, knock it out. Now I can focus on the next level things and the details, and not really the overall picture. And just, a lot of times as a rookie, you just don't want to look like an idiot. Now you can go out there and, look a lot better than an idiot. So I'm excited for year 2. Excited for this football team.
You could look a lot better than an idiot. That's our goal in life, to look a lot better than an idiot.
Have you watched much of the quarterback? I don't know what season. I
guess it's season 2. I blitzed through the whole thing in in 2 days. Yes, the whole thing.
I buzzed through the first couple episodes with Anne Marie, my wife, and she's been a coach's wife. She knows the world of being in the background while your husband is in a position of being scrutinized. One of the players that I think about this bathroom conversation as it relates to football and halftime. One of the players that I think is getting overexposed, and he and his wife are kind of becoming people that are almost like, you're like, are they a little nauseating? Is Kirk Cousins and his wife? It's like, dude, we get it, man. You want to set the narrative. You want to make sure that everybody knows you're the ultimate great dad, and you've been screwed over by the Vikings. You got screwed over by the Falcons. Hey, we get it, buddy. Okay. But one of the things that was funny, did you realize that? So Kirk Cousins' wife, you put yourself in this arena, you can be scrutinized. I'm just going to lob it out there. So when you choose to go second season, you opt in as quarterback, as a family, and you're okay with cameras being around you all the time. Guess what? You are now a celebrity, and you are now a TV star. So we can make fun of TV stars and celebrities. Yes. Kirk Cousins' wife is talking to Kirk's and her children in a way that is that like weird voice. Like, just talk to kids as if they're semi-normal. Not like they're she's like, well, daddy's going. This is what Kirk Cousins' wife said. I think it's Julie Cousins. She goes, okay. Daddy's going in for halftime. So really what that means is daddy's going potty. He's having a potty break. My wife is like, dude, shut this off. I can't watch this. She's like, I hate more than anything
baby
people talk to their 7-year-old children as if they're infants or some type of, like it's Blue's Clues. And we're talking like, what are we doing?
Well, again, when you talk the positives about Bo Nix, there are not those distractions. And kids are a wonderful distraction, but there's not that. There's not another business. There is a focus on football like none other. And by the way, out at training camp today, hey, nice job by the Broncos. Double-decker, friends, families, VIP section.
Cool?
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah, so there's multiple rooftop views going on at Broncos training camp.
So and after practice is over, really easy to get out on the field and play around with the kids and the family and all that. And it's, in terms of the fans, this is my first time experiencing it. This is pretty fun. And not that balls weren't kicked onto the hill and into the fans, I guess, but it was kind of different and weird to see all the fans lined up. There's 800 strong, as much as you can fit there. And here come the field goals, like right at you. Good luck. Yeah. Head on a swivel out there in the stands. But again, for me to be out there for the first time this year because of schedules, I was really impressed with the construction that's going on, how they do have things set up. And I got to tell you, man, the efficiency of this practice again today was something else, man. I mean, it was really, really tight. Had a great flow to it, great rhythm to it. Oh my God. And RJ Harvey. Harvey
tell me a little something here. I'm excited because I didn't see anything yet.
Dude, they did red zone today. Yeah. It was all red zone today. Okay. You don't see in red zone practices like some sort of running back toss, some sort of sweep or whatever from more than 10 yards out that goes in for a touchdown. You just don't. And there was that moment today with Harvey, and his offensive teammates were pumped up about it.
That's pretty cool.
Also, I think they got to use him for returns, at least kickoff returns. Listen, I don't want to mess with him, and I don't want to get him injured and all that, but he did do that in college, and there was an explosion in him just going. I mean, I get it. We're not really going full speed and blah, 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 blah. But the way these kickoffs are, dude, if you can find that seam because of how weird it is on the kickoffs, coach, like if you can find that seam, you can really break one. And I'm watching RJ Harvey like, is the plan to have him be a kick returner? Because if not, I think we're missing an opportunity.
And the National Football League, if I'm not mistaken, voted in the owners' meetings in the offseason to make it more punitive to the kicking team to opt to kick the ball out of bounds for a touchback. It's 5 more yards this year. Am I right in saying that?
I believe, gosh, I want to say you are. I think, I know they had talked about it.
Last year was the 30-yard line, correct? If you kick the ball out of bounds, you got it on the 30, or sorry, out of the, if it was in the end zone, if you kicked it and it wasn't returned, if you kicked it beyond, what do they call it? The catch zone or the live zone or whatever. I think they made it more punitive to go with the original, what was the XFL rule of this dynamic kickoff.
Yeah.
So you might see more teams have to kick this ball in the field of play, because starting the ball on the 35-yard line, I know this is a play caller going through it, man. I love starting with the ball on the 35.
Let's go, right?
I do, man. I love it as an offensive guy. So you got to make some decisions. If that is indeed the case, I got to double check that if that was ratified into rule.
There was a welcome to the NFL moment again today in practice. A nice fade from Bo Nix to Pat Bryant, and number 13 got it. I got it. Touchdown. Chris Abrams drain comes and just rips it. I mean, he's got it. We're like touchdown, 2 feet down, and nope. Drain just comes and rips it away, and now the defense is sort of celebrating. And you could hear the coach squeeze. Attack
the football. Go get the high point. Don't bring it down to the earth. Yep, the whole deal.
It's just that, hey, talk to me about the difference between something you easily get away with in college that could sneak up and bite you in the pros.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Chris Abrams' drain, because yesterday I was watching the ones-on-ones, and I saw a lot of rotation happening in the secondary, not just involving Riley Moss and Pat Surtain and watching Jahdae Barron and Jaquan McMillan, but also the rotation of seeing Chris Abrams' drain out there. And I forgot, man, KAD was a fun player to watch when he came in and played against the Chargers. Do you remember that? The second game in Los Angeles that the Broncos were up at halftime behind Audric Estime's very good running, because the theme of the game on Sean Payton's call sheet, which he made sure that the TV camera saw, was run the ball, right? For the first half. That was that. The second half, he went with a different call sheet, and I think he whited it out, or he made sure it was not facing him when he was reading the play sheet. But Chris Abrams' drain had an interception in that game, looked like a competitor with the ball in the air. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, we've talked a lot about the addition of Talanoa Hufanga, bolstering a defensive secondary that includes Brandon Jones, and now PJ Locke back from an injury that we didn't even think that would be possible, flanked by Riley Moss and the best corner on planet Earth and Pat Surtain the second, and you add Jahdae Barron, obviously, to that mix. How about freaking Chris Abrams' drain, DMac? Guy's a good football player, man.
Had a good moment. Had a good moment today.
You have not had. Remember a year ago, man, when you saw Damari Mathis run out there, you were like, oh gosh, what's about to happen? It was not a pretty deal. And this is not the case anymore. You have so much depth in the secondary. Back to Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant is going to be, he's going to be, you can already tell it, listening to Sean Payton's post-practice presser today, there's trust in Pat Bryant. And Sean singled Pat Bryant out as a player that you tell him one time. You tell him something one time. So in that rep that you're alluding to, I guarantee you that in the red zone, Sean Payton and his offensive staff were probably all over him about not only going up and high pointing the football, but when you go up and high point the football, understand there's going to be a DB that's going to be trying to, we call it raking or breaking the basket. When you come down with the football, that guy's trying to rip your arms apart or punch through where the basket is, which is the catch secure point. And the way that in the red zone, you secure that football is you go up and you go high point it, and then you contort your body away from the defender and extend your hands away from the defender that's trying to break the basket. And I guarantee you that what Sean Payton said today after practice about Patrick Bryant is that that's a one-time mistake, and next time he's going to probably execute that at a high level.
Sean Payton, we have Snarky Sean and Sean ripping on internet writers. We'll have that for you coming up here in a second. But, it is obvious to all of us the difference between this year and last year. Sean Payton on that.
It's hard for me to reference that. It's hard for me to, I kind of know what you're looking for and where you want things to be. And, but I would say from a reporting date, the health of our team in the first week now, there are a lot of things that I'm encouraged with. We had two pretty warm days, I would say, these last two. And I thought they handled it a little better today than yesterday without letting that creep into the mental errors. But I think that, overall, I like the look at it. It was a young team a year ago, and obviously playing a lot of young players. These guys come back now. Some of the things come a little quicker to them, and that's what you're seeing.
That's what you're seeing.
I wouldn't have seen yesterday. I wouldn't have seen a day that I thought that the Heat affected the Broncos just watching it closely.
Said it a little bit then, huh? But I told you it was a sharp practice today.
Yeah, it must have been even sharper because yesterday I thought was very, like, the tempo of it was really high. I thought even the back and forth with the Jonathan Coopers of the world talking some head or some mess, if you will. It was good. It was a good spirited practices yesterday in front of the fans for the first time, and great to hear that today was even a step in the positive direction for sure.
Well, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do have some notes for you about today too. And it was disappointing to see Drew Sanders being worked on and then carted off. And when he got up from the cart at the entrance to the building, he did have to put his arms around a couple of dudes' shoulders, and it looked like it was something with his right leg. And I heard maybe it was an ankle or a foot, something like that. Sean Payton afterwards said, we're going to have to wait on the MRI. We're not really sure, but I really just feel bad for him. It wasn't any kind of, they're not putting pads on until Monday. Boy, I'm not trying to curse what seems to be a nice young man, but there are some dudes, and Jake Butts comes to my mind, that for whatever reason, dude, oh man, a cloud hangs over you body-wise or injury-wise once you get to the NFL. And I'm so sorry and I'm hoping for the best for Drew Sanders, but that was a bad moment to see him getting carted off today.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the Broncos, or frankly just a fan of football or fan of humanity, we all should be hoping for similar news to Darren McKee's favorite quarterback from about 3-4 years ago from the draft. Great news for Justin Fields that what appeared to be a torn Achilles tendon or potentially a dislocated toe, where sometimes there's major ligament damage that requires surgery that you could miss 6 months with a big toe dislocation.
I got it.
Back out of practice, and he is back out with the chance to prove in the New York Jets organization that Justin Fields is exactly who Darren McKee thought he was.
I got another one
short years ago.
I got another. I'm not even. You're trying to bait me, and I'm not even going to get into it.
No, I'm just having fun, man. Just recap here.
I would expect you to have my back on things that make football sense. When you don't have a quarterback you don't
matters, though. Who he is.
Don't draft a cornerback.
But who he is matters.
Yeah, well, you can't choose when you suck there, brother. And it is what it is.
You can also choose which quarterbacks suck in the evaluation process.
All right, you can also
take wise. And Justin Fields has proven to be a guy that's not an NFL starting quarterback.
Sure, then draft Mac Jones and roll the dice. Do something. But doing well, okay, fine. So see you, Vic Fangio. See you, Coach. Idiot.
I think we're going to experience. In this year, as in the 25 draft class, we're going to experience a similar trend. And unfortunately, what I think the Broncos had, which was several years, obviously take Josh Allen out of the equation. That's the one you really missed on.
Josh. Let's just agree on that one. And I think we'll get along just handily and fine.
Really missed on that one.
Mike McGlinchey was in a sleeve up and down his right leg. So his
non-participant.
He was, non-participant. He was out there.
Walk-through participant or no?
No. Viewing practice participant.
Helmet?
No. He was like warming up. It was weird because he did wear a jersey for a while. But then he went into the building and he came out not in a jersey. So he must have been going through some treatment inside. So there was a jersey in the building, no jersey. I mean, it's a little odd.
But it sounds like to me.
What?
Sounds like some point in the last 3 to 6 weeks, there was a scope on something. That's what it sounds like to me. And he'll play.
Okay.
But it might be the time. The timeline might be that he plays full clearance when the public is no longer watching practice. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, they go off to San Francisco, but we're 3 weeks away from that. I mean, we're just getting going here.
Yeah, but you have a compression sleeve, which is you missed the last couple days. That's in a scope. An arthroscopic surgery is obviously it's very finite. Typically, it's like a meniscus that's floating around in your knee. And all of us 40, 50 somethings know about meniscus, just inflammation that just bothers you. It aggravates you. You just feel like, you're like, should I go in and get this thing cleaned up? And you're like, no, because I'm not going to actually rehab it like a professional. So it's probably going to get worse as a result of cutting on it. But really those arthroscopic surgeries are typically timelined at 6 to maybe 10 weeks of full recovery. And so if he did it in the last 3 to 6 weeks, you're looking at probably 2 to 3 more weeks of before he's fully. And this is all speculative, but yesterday when it was that Mike McGlinchey from Sean Payton was He's going to be back out here, in the next couple of days, right? We did a week. It's going to be back out here on Monday or at the latest. I don't think I thought it might have been a personal thing. It's probably not a personal thing, but I don't think it's a major thing. I think he will be a game one regular season starter.
Brandon Jones had one of the more remarkable stories about PJ Locke. We'll get to that in a second. But observation on my part, Jahdae Barron, tremendous athlete. I get it.
Yep.
Much smaller than I kind of anticipated seeing him on the field. Like I was like, especially because I was watching him like next to Pat Surtain. Like the size difference between Surtain and Barron was like, oh.
Yeah, don't sleep on Riley Moss. Riley Moss is a good sized corner as well, too, now.
Riley Moss made a couple of nice plays today. And yes, he definitely has more size on. He's kind of skinny, but he's taller than Barron. So this whole nickel, this might just be it for that first round draft pick. And we'll see how much they move around. We'll see.
He's a nickel. I mean, it's what he is.
I mean,
he's a nickel and an emergency corner.
Right.
Like I think Chris Abrams-Drains is probably your third corner up right now.
When I'm looking at Barron and I'm looking at like Cortland Sutton or Valing, I'm like, oh my God, that is not good. That's going to be an issue there.
You're giving up a good 5 to 7 inches, depending on who you're seeing.
What's interesting with Riley Moss is he's not quite as tall as Pat Surtain, but he's not short. But he has length. Don't you think he just has long arms?
Arm length. Yep.
And
they're always hidden in those baggy white sleeves or baggy black sleeves, whatever he's wearing. You know what? That's a great trick that Riley Moss plays.
Yeah.
And he did it in college as well when I coached against him and I was at Minnesota. There's the Gopher helmet right there.
There you go.
We faced Iowa and he tries to disguise the fact that he is the one Republican defensive back on the field at all times.
That's assuming a lot, but I'll let that go. Here we go with Brandon Jones, who is
figure of speech, just to be clear. Figure of speech.
I gotcha.
Just playing the numbers, playing the odds, playing the
Brandon
demos.
Jones talks about one of the best things is the depth of this team.
Yeah, I think the sky's the limit. I think we're going to be as good as we want to be from every phase and every part of the defense. We have a lot of depth, which is new. I've never been a part of a team that had this much depth, and it's really exciting and kind of, scary to see that with the people, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, there's no drop off. When people go in, everybody's executing at a high level and playing full speed. So it's super exciting. I'm blessed and thankful to be here. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else, and just really excited for the season.
How is the depth, do you think? How would you evaluate the depth?
Can I stop something? Just the thought about the depth. Evan Ingram yesterday. Jonathan Cooper yesterday. Brandon Jones today. I know we've seen and heard from Brandon Jones over the last calendar year. How well spoken and mature are all of these players that the Broncos have added via free agency?
Yeah. Fantastic.
I mean, Talanoa Hufanga, throw him in there.
Yep.
Right. Same thing. I don't know if have you been at the Muggle scrum when Dre Greenlaw has spoken yet?
I have not.
He
is not 100%, by the way.
Okay.
And I was told that he would not be speaking until he is 100%.
Interesting. That's good insider information there.
Yeah, that happened today. Got that info today. So I haven't been there because it hasn't happened. And we'll see. We'll see with Dre Greenlaw, but they're still holding him back. He is not 100% go. So that's just the way they operate. If you're not a full participant, you don't talk to the media.
Yeah, so let's talk about depth on the defensive side of the ball. We talked a little bit. I don't want to beat a dead horse here with regards to the defensive back depth. It's crazy. It's the defensive back depth. The starting 5, if you include Jahdae Barron, is insane. It's elite. And then you throw in that Jahdae Barron's backup nickel is Jaquan McMillan, that proved to be a really good starter over the course of the last 2 seasons. Mind you, he came in and kind of was a revelation in the 2023 season where the defense kind of started to turn the corner when Vance Joseph made some personnel changes on the defensive side of the ball. And I thought one of the bigger personnel changes that Vance Joseph made was playing a fairly, I wouldn't say unknown player, but a little known player in Jaquan McMillan. He made a name for himself and latter part of the 23 season, as you were close to making a playoff spot. You didn't make it because Sean Payton didn't want Russell Wilson to be his quarterback for the next year or two. I really believe that. And then the next year was a really good starter for you. But Jaquan McMillan's on a contract year, and drafting Jahdae Barron allows you to not potentially have to overpay for a nickel. And you get a cost-controlled player at that position. And then you go into the safety position. I think you have crazy depth with a returning starter in PJ Locke that's backing up Brandon Jones and or Talanoa Hufanga. PJ Locke has been a guy in the last 2-3 years that has started a lot of football games, played in really meaningful snaps. Corner, we've already established that not only does Jahdae Barron have the opportunity to be a reserve corner if he's, if there is some type of injury to, God forbid, the best corner on planet Earth, legitimately in PS2, or Riley Moss, but behind you got Chris Abrams-Drain is another great corner. That's insane depth at the defensive back position. Linebacker, man, yesterday, the story of the practice for me on defense was also the story of the preseason last season, and that was Lavelle Bailey. Yeah. So, like, in the event that that Dre Greenlaw and or Alex Singleton have something going on, Lavelle Bailey is there to go. And I heard Jonathan Cooper talking about the depth at the rush position. So not only do you have Nick Benito and Jonathan Cooper, Dondre Tillman was a guy that came out of nowhere, and Jonathan Cooper sitting there like, that dude makes a ton of plays. Interior depth.
It's funny too, because Jones is really good friends with PJ Locke. I'm going to play you something, and the question is,
aren't they both hook 'em horn guys?
That is correct. We actually have quite a Texas influence. Arch Manning would be very comfortable here. And we'll get to Snarky Sean here in a second, and a surprise for Coach Sanford. But see if you buy this, okay? Listen to this about PJ Locke.
Like he hasn't lost a step at all. And he did grow an inch, which is a little crazy. I'm like, hey, I could use a little inch after the surgery. So I'm like, I might need to get that.
Wait a second.
DMac, are you not a part of several? You have a couple advertising things where you talk about finding your hidden inch in life, right?
Listen, dude, if there are surgeries that gain you inches,
I'm talking about a different.
No, I understand where you're going. And listen,
think about it, man. If you have a spinal fusion or a back fusion surgery, there's a chance, man.
I guess so. So PJ Locke apparently, because of his surgery, grew an inch, according to Brandon Jones. You buying that one or not?
I'm buying it.
You're buying it?
I'm buying it.
All right, Snarky Sean. Do we love Snarky Sean? Do you want to hear him yell at the internet people first, or just, be snarky because the guy couldn't spit out a question? What would you
I want can't spit out the question, please.
Can't spit out. Okay, here we go. Can't spit out this question. Snarky Sean from today.
Injuries. How have you handled some of those schedules here early in camp?
Say it again.
Some of the guys, some of your key contributors coming off major injuries from last year.
Who are those guys?
Well, I mean, we have Greenlaw, Hufanga. We have, I'm trying to think,
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure.
Has been kind of cut back. How are you handling those guys' injuries? All right, with them so they'll be healthy.
Tell me when I can go. Can I go? All right. Good question.
That's cool, man. Cool. So Sean Payton was he was asking, who was that who asked that question? Do you know?
Oh, I don't want to. Let's leave that out of it. But let's leave that out of it. I don't want to harm the.
I would argue that the beginning of that question didn't necessitate Sean trying to explain him why the question needed to be further elaborated.
Well,
would you agree with that?
When I've been interrupted by Sean when I've asked a question, I just shut up. Like if you're gonna start talking, then I don't need to finish anything. You either get what I'm saying or you got something else to say.
Would you not agree that everybody's got their different defense mechanisms and nervous energy comes across differently and all that? So at first, Sean is asking said reporter to further elaborate on his question. Then essentially interrupts him as he's further elaborating per Sean Payton's request, and then said, "Can I actually answer the question?"
Correct.
That's dumb. So cool. Like,
here's
awesome.
another fun moment. And listen, I don't know where people come from, Coach, especially on a Saturday. They may be driving down here from Timbuktu, Wyoming. Who knows? North and South Dakota loves the Broncos. We may get somebody out here from the Great Plains of Grand Mesa or so. I don't know.
Mullen, Nebraska. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
The great sand hills of Nebraska.
If you remember, a couple of days ago, Sean Payton did announce and say Bo Nix was hanging out with Drew Brees, right? We know that. Sean Payton said it.
I think it came from Sean Payton's mouth.
So today, this reporter...
But he didn't like that the reporter said that they hung out in New Orleans, because Sean pointed out that Drew is a San Diego native.
Correct.
So God forbid you get the location of where Drew and Bo Nix met up at.
Correct. Right. No. It was San Diego. Oh, aren't you fun at a party? But today it was pretty funny how this reporter, who I do not know this muggle, unknown muggle to me, asked him about the reports of Brees and Nix getting together.
Quarterback or Nix was hanging out with your quarterback.
It wasn't reported. I stated it 3 days ago. Gosh, your own little internet shows are driving me crazy. Listen, Bo Nix, if you were here 2 days ago, you would have heard me say he spent some time with Brees. So it was reported. Keep going.
How's it for Mason different?
No, just what I said 3 days ago.
John,
Here we are.
Did you hear the little laugh at the end?
I did not.
Okay. I'm going to play it for you again.
Okay.
I'm going to out myself. Pay attention. I gave that little laugh at the end, and it turned his head. Yeah, turn it up. Here we go. Look for the little laugh at the end.
Quarterback or Nix was hanging out with your quarterback.
It wasn't reported. I stated it 3 days ago. Gosh, your own little internet shows are driving me crazy. Listen, Bo Nix, if you were here 2 days ago, you would have heard me say he spent some time with Brees. So it was reported. Keep going.
How's it for Mason different?
No, just what I said 3 days ago.
John,
is that you with the?
I didn't realize I had snarkily laughed that loud to get picked up on the mic.
Darren, let me ask you a quick question.
Sure, Coach.
Is what we're doing right now, would you classify it as your own little internet shows?
There's zero doubt about it. This would be
so cool.
I'm
so glad that we're a part of what Sean Payton hates so much.
Our little internet shows.
Is it not?
Well, the little internet shows, like, we can say whatever we want. We got no time constrictions. We can really, we can do whatever the hell we want anytime we want here. So,
we can throw on helmets,
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want.
Do whatever we want. Okay, couple of other notes, and we're going to get to you here in a second. Damani Leach did speak about the stadium and gave this kind of non-answer answer today.
We have not made any decisions about preferred sites. I think what you've heard from us is really at a city level. So city conversations, city viewing, Denver, Aurora, Lone Tree. Beyond that, the levels of details there, no decisions have been made.
I was talking to some, sorry for the audio quality, but this is very important for Coach Sanford here in a second. But I was told that it's still Burnham Yards all the way. That's it. And we may hear a deeper announcement sooner than later on that, Coach.
Okay.
That every indication. So it's just all the T's aren't crossed, I's not dotted, and perhaps the Broncos still have some wiggle room they want to use. But
give me Burnham.
How do you feel about that? You good with that?
Give me Burnham or give me death.
Okay.
I almost look at the Burnham Yards. It's almost a little bit of an English Premier League type of a squad.
It could be.
Give me the. I want the Bantam Broncos. Give me the Bantam Broncos.
Could it be the Sporting Broncos or
Sporting
Burnham
Broncos?
Burnham
FC Fields.
You want to give us a preview of the Rapids? Don't worry about it. Although we love the Rapids, we do nothing but love for the Rapids.
Very fine people on both sides.
I want to get to the Broncos talking about uniforms. Now, me, I don't give a crap about uniforms. Did I like the throwback ones? Yeah, the D, the orange, the look, it was the best one. The others weren't close. But, in all honesty, I don't get worked up about it. However, that's just me. We'll get to you in a second, but here is Mr. Leach.
Our uniform schedule here shortly, and what you guys will see, what the fans will see, is greater combination. Certainly, use of our throwbacks will have opportunity to wear that one more time if we want to, and then mixing and matching, particularly the helmets and the jerseys. That flexibility, I'm excited to see.
Yeah, sometimes, to me, uniforms. We're having our uniform announcement. I mean, hey, chill out. They're uniforms. It's a big deal. The uniforms are we really care.
They're a big deal.
We care that much about
We
uniforms?
care a lot.
Guys, okay, need it. Cash. Okay, explain to our tempo. Where you cash? Where you at? All right, that's not good. Cannon! Sure, certainly Cannon. Where's Cannon? I don't know. Have you guys no Cannon? We're playing scrimmage tonight, and you have terrible senior leadership.
Let's go! The uniforms, the jump man, the white helmet. It's not been worn in the history of Valor football.
Oh,
new era, baby.
Oh, my man.
We got Jordan uniforms, DMac. Jordan uniforms. And you have Colorado dad hats. That's all I can say. You know what, though? I'm proud of you. You are a legitimate CU dad right now.
Dude, if your money goes there, you can cheer for that school as much as you want.
Pretty sweet uniforms, though, huh, DMac?
It's the best. I hope everything go good with your with everything last night. Everything cool?
Yeah, it's funny. Last night, so we played about 100 play live tackle inter squad scrimmage. I had the quarterbacks go live.
What? We're hitting quarterbacks?
Oh yeah, and the quarterbacks came out of it healthy. How can you find out if your quarterbacks can play live football if they don't play live football?
Okay.
You wait till the season?
Apparently not with you in high school. No, I guess not.
Had one scary, significant injury. And the news of Drew Sanders today just kind of it reminded me that no matter what you do, whether you're live football like we were last night or you're just playing underwear Olympic football like the Broncos have to before the pads come on.
Yep.
Football is a dangerous sport and sports yield injuries. And it's just it's a part of the game. It's a part of sports, but it's unfortunate.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. And I wish, of course, you and your team the absolute best. I found out a fun addition to the broadcast team is Altitude Sports Radio will be broadcasting high school football, and Valor is the kickoff game. I forget who it's against. I apologize.
You open up down in Colorado Springs, and Pine Creek is going to host it.
Oh, well, that's no joke. That's
serious game.
No doubt about it. Pine Creek has
top 5 team in the state.
No doubt about it. Pine Creek has had an amazing sports program for many, 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 many years. So that'll be a nice little test.
2 brand new head coaches.
Okay, we'll see who craps their pants the most.
Probably me.
2 crew. We'll find out. But anyways, to wrap things up for today. Very solid day off tomorrow for the Broncos. And then it's a banger week, Mike. It is Monday through Saturday. Boop, 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 boop. So you're going to get with pads. So we'll see how intense Sean keeps that for that week. But the real feel of training camp begins on Monday. Anything to look forward to? Any final words here tonight?
I'm just really excited. This first week of Broncos training camp practice, which really 2 of them were truly available to the public, coincided with me wrapping up my 10-day padded camp window. And so I'm excited next week, a little bit more balance for me to be able to get to all 6 practices and really fully invest. This is going to be a big Broncos week for me.
Big week. Huge
big
week.
Bronco for all of us, not just me.
Yep.
And I'm really looking forward to it. And there's no better coverage in the land than Altitude Sports Radio. DMac and back in the studio with Scotty Hastings and Tyler Columbus, who's a lot of practices, myself and Alex Ryanemi will be live broadcasting each and every training camp practice this coming week on the morning sprint 10 to noon. So make sure you tune into that. And I believe we get the ambiguously Italian duo is going to be returning to the States. And they might even join training camp for the morning show on
if we're lucky. If we're lucky.
MLK, Mosier, Lombardi, and Kane. Appears that Mark Mosier and Vic Lombardi, who I believe has used filters to make him even more zesty looking than he does as an Italian man in Italy with his white shirts on and his satins. They look to be back, and hopefully they'll cover the most physical sport on planet Earth, which is football. And they're going to have to trade in their very sassy Italian social media clips for real football coverage this week.
And we can't wait. We love football. So make sure you like and subscribe. The two of us will be back to let you know what happened with the Broncos in their first padded practice on Monday. Until then, have a great